Vincent, yes, good afternoon. Yes.
Hi, Michael. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good, thank you. I've been pretty good actually. The last few days, I haven't spoken to you for over a week. It's just been a busy time for me. But feeling good. I feel like I'm been progressing. The charts that you've been sending through, they look good. I think those charts are always promising.
Yes.
Although, I don't know, what should I do? Should I do anything different? I'm not sure. But, yeah, it's all looking good.
It is. And all the signs are promising. Yes.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah. Because I've spoken to other friends that are in therapy, and they've sort of said that they haven't sort of progressed as quick as I have, and they've questioned some of, I've sort of spoken about some of the things that have happened in this journey, and they've questioned some of those, but I'm not sure. I don't know.
Oh goodness! And the questions they've asked were what?
Well, how much are you paying? How long do the sessions go for?
Right.
Are you using an app? Oh. Things like that.
Oh. So very okay. Very basic answers to all those. Okay. Anything material?
No, not really. Okay. Not with my friends.
Okay, good. Fair enough.
Yeah.
There's an old saying that I recall. My name is Nuff. I am a fairy. Fair enough.
Yes.
But we must start the session properly.
Yes.
So I just want to ask you: has there been any harm or self-harm?
No self-harm, no harm. It's actually been quite a good few weeks in relation to that.
Well, so last session, right at the end,
yes.
And I want to bring things forward a little bit. You fell over right at the end, and we did talk about this in one of the earlier sessions.
Yes.
There's a thing called it's called the doorknob moment.
Yes.
In therapy, and it's in a room, which we are not in, obviously. But in a room, it's when the client, reaches for the doorknob, and just mentions in passing, "Oh, by the way," blah blah, and it sort of brought to mind when I was reviewing my notes when you mentioned that you'd sort of hurt yourself. In last time we spoke.
Yes, it was just I do recall that moment. It was just this sort of weird slippage. I just sort of went woof and fell, but I'm fine. It was just sort of, there was no one else in the room. It was all, it was just sort of clumsiness on my part.
So you didn't feel like you were pushed or anything? Like there was no shoving involved?
No, there's no shoving, no pushing, none of that. Because there was no one else in the room. But
you didn't feel any other presence, for example?
Well, I always feel like there's someone behind me.
Yeah.
And it's sort of some days it's stronger than others.
Yes,
I'm always looking over my shoulder.
Yes.
And I think I've been and it's sort of been exacerbated by, I've been spending a bit more time with my father, who is unwell, and he often talks about dreams that he has, and he's convinced, and he talks about this often, that Nostradamus, is it Nostradamus? Yes, Nostradamus comes to him.
Nostradamus.
Nostradamus comes to him in the middle of the night and tells him he's going to live forever.
Oh.
And he's convinced of that.
Oh, goodness. Right.
Yeah. Yes, and he's quite sprightly. I mean, he will live for a long time, but he's convinced that it's a message from Nostradamus.
I see.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that a sign?
Well, it is of sorts, and it brings me to something that I've been meaning to raise with you for a while, and because I've sensed because you've talked about your mother, and now you mentioned your father, obviously.
Yes.
But your mother's been gone for a long time, 30 years, and
yes.
But you've mentioned that you've got a partner, obviously, and I assume that you're married or somehow betrothed or some conjugal relationship.
Yes.
And the thing is, and I've been studying the notes and the past sessions and going over some of the things that I've been studying. But there's a thing about there's, and we've talked about this with mothers. There's a thing about mothers-in-law.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And I don't know, but there's a thing that sometimes your mother-in-law likes you more than your mother does.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, I sort of have experienced that. Well, I don't know how much my mum liked me because she's been gone for such a long time. I'm sure she loved me, but then my mother-in-law has been the maternal presence, I guess, she can be quite she's sort of she could be quite racy, I think. Is that the word?
That's it. And so I just wanted to kind of float this because I sensed in our earlier sessions that you're missing, and you've raised the paternal instinct and but the maternal and there's because technically it's possible to adopt a parent, and with mothers-in-law, it's actually not that hard. And I've explored this, and there's one thing that you should know, but I'm qualified as I can do the conveyancing in this situation, but if you were to engage in the act of being adopted, yes, I could be the conveyancing solicitor for you. In that process.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, like, hypothetically, if you were to say to your mother-in-law,
yes,
could I be your son?
Yes.
Hypothetically.
That could happen.
And if you were to pay me, I could make that happen.
Right. Okay, well, it sounds like an interesting proposition. I will run that past my partner because they will need to have some sort of say in this because it is her mother. How much are we looking at, like fee-wise?
Let's not talk turkey right now.
No, what are we talking about?
But listen, Vincent, our time is almost up. So
Okay, well, I'll look. Interesting proposition. I'll get back to you on that, Michael. I'll need a fee because my partner is very particular about where the money goes. Yes. I don't know. This is a real conundrum now. It's sort of opened up my mind to some new perspective on family relationships.
Yes.
I could have a mother again.
Well, that's one way of looking at it. Yes.
Yes. Oh, okay. But unfortunately, my mother-in-law, she does like me, but I do offend her a lot.
Well, and again, would that be very different to how things were?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'll put that on my list of things to think about.
Well, listen, our time is up, and
Okay.
so please take care. And
thank you, Michael.